ऑर्गनायज सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट आसा, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर, तांचे विंग ASI आसा. With ASI officials also I had a personal meeting in the sense understand their point of view. आणि मागीर स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट आसा आनी स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटाच्यो एजन्सीज सगळ्यो टाउन कंट्री प्लॅनिंग मागीर इतू पंचायत आनी कितें सगळें आसा तें. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट प्रजल टू थ्रो लायट ऑन दिस.
ओल्ड गोवा ही एक वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जावन आसा आणि वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जाल्ल्या कारणान 1 किलोमीटर up to 1 kilometer away from the world heritage site no development can take place असो युनेस्कोचो रूल आसा. इट इज युनायटेड नेशन्स एज्युकेशनल सायंटिफिक कल्चरल ऑर्गनायझेशन जे आसा ताचो रूल आसा. सो युनेस्को रूल, ASI रूल, गोवा सर्कल प्लस दिल्ली प्लस स्टेट आर्किओलॉजी. सो देर आर मेनी स्टेक होल्डर्स, मेनी एजन्सीज that protect Old Goa. But is Old Goa truly protected? कारण थंय एक बांधला विदिन द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट प्रिसिंग जो तुम्ही पळयला आसतलो. दॅट बंगलो इज ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट. दॅट इज द बिगेस्ट वायोलेशन आय थिंक इन द होल वर्ल्ड वेर अ बंगलो इज कंस्ट्रक्टेड विदिन द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट ऑफ युनेस्को. नाउ वेन यू लुक एट ओल्ड गोवा, आम्ही ह्या लेटरान हो इतिहास दिला, हिस्ट्री दिल्या की ओल्ड गोवा इज नॉट ओनली पोर्चुगीज पीरियड. ओल्ड गोवा हॅज प्री पोर्चुगीज पीरियड. ओल्ड गोवाची हिस्ट्री जर पळयली जाल्यार इट वॉज कॉल्ड एला आणि एला ताजे आमकां रेफरन्स मेळटा रायट फ्रॉम 11th सेंच्युरीचो राजबीद जो कदंब राजा जयकेशी I हाणें बांदिल्लो राजबीद. दॅट इज कनेक्टिंग द सेकंड कॅपिटल ऑफ गोवा गोपकपट्टना टू ओल्ड गोवा. So 9 kilometers वयर एक लॅटराइट रोड आसा. That road which was built by Kadamba King Jaikeshi I in 11th century connecting the two ports Zuari and Mandavi, that is totally violated. ताजेर डामर घाल्लो तेन्ना आमी ताजेर आंदोलन केल्लें. थंय ते डामर घाला, थंय बंगले बांदतात, थंय लॉट ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट इज टेकिंग प्लेस. मागीर वयर म्हणजे देर इज Old Goa which is on top of the hill and there is Old Goa which is down. So what I am talking right now is pre-Portuguese Old Goa. So थंय military barracks आसा, underground palace of सौंदेकार आसा. सौंदेकार राजाक जो शेल्टर दिल्लो पोर्तुगीजांनी, underground palace, that palace is still there, lying in a totally neglected condition, but it is there. If you go inside Kadamba plateau भितर जर गेलो जाल्यार you will find the underground palace. मागीर 12th century ची ब्रह्मपुरी जी कदंबा क्वीन कमला देवीन बांदिल्ली ताजे अवशेष आसात. फुडें मागीर ताजे फाटल्यान गोरक्ष मठ आसा विच वॉज लेटर ऑन यूज्ड बाय द पोर्चुगीज एज गेलोज. मागीर थंय एक आर्क आसा, फोर्ट आर्क विच इज स्टील देर. 16th century चॅपल आसा वयर भितर सारकें, वेरी वेरी ओल्ड चॅपल. नोबडी मस्ट हॅव सीन इट. प्लस वेल्स, टँक्स, पॉन्ड्स, लोटस पॉन्ड्स ऑफ द क्वीन्स. So because it was called Kadamba Plateau because of all these reasons. Then there are many things that the Portuguese and the fort बांदिल्लो तो आसा वयर आणि big fortification wall around which करमळे जर तुम्ही पळयले the wall gate can be still seen. So all around Old Goa it is top. There are so many heritage things. There are fort walls. There are several things there. But ते वयले जे आसा ते notify जावना. It is not enjoying any legal protection. So it is free. Builders are free. तेन्ना आमी PWD कडे इन्स्पेक्शन करून घेतिल्लें आणि ते स्टॉप केल्लें. मागीर मोट आसा व्हडली खंदक, that is being filled up by the builders. So everywhere so the top Old Goa which is called Ella, even down that is Ella only, that entire thing, and थंय garbage treatment plant येवपाचो आशिल्लो. When there are 7 churches and convents which are under World Heritage, plus there are many other churches and chapels also on the hills. There are 7 hills of Old Goa. Their hills are crowned by churches. And in the vicinity, a garbage treatment plant is supposed to come. It's a big andolan we had done that time. So, ashe itle violent, kiosk, buildings, people are constructing all over. Okay, आता Arsenal, जे तेन्ना आमी वाचयिल्ले, that is Elvis बाबान, योगेशान वचून थंय आंदोलन केलें. The cannon balls मेळ्ळा, Arsenal, that full where the weapons were being made. That and plus you have monuments of the Adil Shahi period. Adil Shahcho fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort palace site is there. Magir the temples that were demolished, tache Kadamba Irache temple doorway asa, the Kadamba lion is there on that. Where Adil Shah's palace, Kadamba lion asa, by the gods and goddesses, Atto Darwat asa, next to the Cajetan church, and next to it is the big bungalow which is there. So complete violations after violations are seen in Old Goa. That is why Elvis Bab, myself, Yogesh, Avertin Bab, we have written a letter to the central agencies, because this issue has to be taken to the center now. Because ASI हांगा आसून, Goa State Archaeology आसून, पंचायत आसून, कितें फायदो? Violations are seen every day in Old Goa. Old Goa कदंबा टायमाचें जालें, मागीर आदिल शाहचे ते हेडक्वॉर्टर्स आशिल्ले, मागीर पोर्तुगीजांनी घेतलें. From 1510, in 1530, Old Goa became the capital. It was called Ciudad de Goa, Rome of the Orient, Pearl of the East. It was described variously. Before it was shifted to Panjim, Old Goa was the capital. Old Goa म्हणजे Velha Goa, to distinguish it from Nova Goa, that is Panjim. So अशे historically rich plus houses of Fidalgos, कितलेशोच churches, Basilica Say Cathedral, Rosary Church, Anthony's Chapel, Saint Augustine Complex, मागीर Cajetan Church, Milagres Church, Viceroys are कितल्योशोच different Franciscan churches, Francis of Assisi. Magir Saint Catherine Chapel, the first Christian structure that was built in Goa was in Old Goa. And Say Cathedral, Ashe Sabar churches ashille, Ashe important Ashe World Heritage Site today is seeing violations galore. So what is the ASI's role? What is the State Archaeology role? What is the Panchayat's role? We are questioning this, and we have now represented to the center ministry, central ministry, because it is a World Heritage Site. It might face the threat of being denotified. So we are worried. So that is why we are taking this press conference, and through the media we want to state it very loud and clear that Old Goa needs protection. Old Goa needs master plan. Everything is written over there. Elvis Bab will tell you about the master plan, and Avertin Bab and Yogesh will also tell you further.
So, Prajalan Sakhardande, I will just read out to you more or less what are our demands. Okay. First, we have described Old Goa as a World Heritage under threat. Then, how rich Old Goa is, not just as a Portuguese era, but beyond that. Then the universal value of that, and sacred sites by asa taje significance, other historical features, architectural heritage, and how it comes under threat. I mean, the bungalow already sangla, illegal structures, the unregulated vending all around, garbage treatment plant. These are some factors that can come in the way of protection of this site. And finally, our recommendation. We have recommended a complete holistic approach, not just the, as I said, not just the Portuguese era, but which will go beyond that, even the 10th century, 11th century period. And the richness of this whole area, both Upper Old Goa and the Lower Old Goa, Magir, we have demanded that there should be a formulation of an implementation of a comprehensive master plan. This is very important. Kidak look zaide about master plan manta, but exactly what that master plan is, sometimes it is missed out. So we have demanded that there should be a comprehensive master plan, strict enforcement of existing laws. आता सगळे कितें देशान चलता ते कायद्याचेर चलता न्हय. So there are very strong laws which are ignored here by the concerned agencies. Then that we have demanded. Then we have demanded formulation of the heritage bylaws. Now एक important हे म्हणल्यार जाणा जावन घेवंक जाय. When the Amasa Act was amended, one important provision that was inserted therein is each state must make their heritage bylaws for the protected sites. Unfortunately, Goa is one which has not made the heritage bylaws for the UNESCO protected site. Magir ami illegal construction that should be addressed म्हटला. Strategies for sustainable tourism. या आता tourism चल्ला ते चड दीस sustain जावचे ना. That is what we are worried about. How to sustain the tourism by keeping the character of the place intact, the heritage character of the place intact. तो एक demand घातला. Local communities involvement of local communities, enhance collaboration and awareness among local communities. कित्याक फायनली ताजे बेनिफिट कितें आसा सस्टेनेबल टुरिजमाचे, वी have demanded that it should go to the local communities. We have demanded that garbage plant has no place there, it should be relocated. And protecting those sites, आता प्रजालन जे म्हटला काय अशे आमचे साइट्स आसा which have remained unprotected. कायद्याचे हितून हाडूंक ना. द युनेस्को साइट आसा ती कायद्यान ASI इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दॅट. पूण बरेचशे आर्टिफॅक्ट्स आसा, बरेचशे अशे रिच टेपेस्ट्री ऑफ द प्लेस is remaining unprotected that we have demanded should be protected. So this is written to the government of India. We will follow up on this to its logical end. This is what we can say today.
I would like to thank Prajal Sakhardande for really enlightening us with so much of information that shows that this place is so rich in history. Any other country would have not only protected but promoted and developed this place for tourism purpose. When we have such rich history, because Old Goa was one of the top 6 cities, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So having this rich history, we are shocked that this Goa government has absolutely no plan to save these cities. The entire history is getting wiped out under our eyes, and nobody cares about it. You see Egypt and other countries, how they have protected their historical sites and ensures that the world comes and sees these places. What we are getting today, tourism, is a cheap tourist who only could come for alcohol, drugs and women or for trafficking. After having complained, we have all given our written complaints to Archaeological Survey of India, the Old Goa Police and also the Panchayat. There is absolutely no action except for the issuance of the stop work order by ASI. We had demanded the recovery of the material which was removed from that site. Till today, the material has not been brought back. We don't know where it has gone. We don't know where it is it being disposed or whether it is sold, because these are the rich, priceless artifacts which have been taken away from the historical site. We request once again the Archaeological Survey of India, the police, the Panchayat and all the Goa government to please investigate where this material has gone and ensure that the material is brought back and the place is restored to its original state. This is very important, crucial, and 1 month has passed. 24th March we had filed a complaint. Till today, no action. Absolutely no action. This goes to show that the Goa government has no regard for our history, for protection of our historical sites. Very fact that they have proposed a garbage treatment plant in a historical site is highly condemnable. Nobody in the world will do such a foolish thing, putting a garbage site. Only Michael Lobo can think of this, nobody else. So we request that these sites have to be protected and promoted, and it can be a rich source of income for the tourism industry. It's a dying industry today in Goa. Thank you.
गोयचे राज्यान जर ASI पळयलें नाजाल्यार आर्किओलॉजी सर्वे म्हणजे ASI ऑर एल्स द लोकल आर्कायव्स डिपार्टमेंट जर पळयलें, इट इज म्हाका दिसता हे जे बेसिक जर काम करपाक तेंचे कडेन जायना जाल्यार हे डिपार्टमेंट सरकारान बंद करचें. हे डिपार्टमेंटाची जर गरज ना, हे बंद करचे ऑफिसांनी घर बसचें तेणी. वेन द पब्लीक रिक्वेस्ट्स दिस पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंट टू टेक केअर ऑफ द हेरिटेज, म्हणजे तेंचें काम लोकांनी तांकां याद करप, तांचें काम प्रेसान तांकां याद करप, आनी हे वेगोनी एक वेग हे म्हाका दिसता फाटले 15 ते 20 वर्सां हे चालूच आसा. जर किल्ले, जर हेरिटेज मॉन्युमेंट्स ना जाल्यार जे हेरिटेज जे एक्सकवेशन जाता आसतना जे कितें आर्टिफॅक्ट्स मेळटा ते जर प्रोटेक्शन करपाची तेंची क्षमता जर ना जाल्यार दे आर इनकॉम्पिटंट सिटींग इन दॅट डिपार्टमेंट. अँड इफ दे फील दॅट दे आर कॉम्पिटंट इनफ दॅट दे हॅव टू ऍक्ट within the next 24 hours to 48 hours from the time of the complaints given to the particular department through the press or through the written contents. This is the problem in Goa, wherein the सरकार जे आसा आमचे ते समजुपाक तांकां अजुनूय तांकां डिफिकल्ट जाता काय कितें जाता तें म्हाका कळना. They are not understanding that major part and the portion of the tourists come to Goa to see the heritage and the history of Goa. What makes Goa unique in the rest of the country is the amalgamation of the different cultures, history and the heritage, for which people come here to witness this beautiful amalgamation between the communities and the heritage. So here the administrator itself failed to understand the basic responsibility आणि ताजे खरें म्हाका दिसता गोंयान आनी गोंयकाराक आनी गोंयच्या टुरिझम सेक्टराक हो सगळ्यान व्हडलें दुर्दैव. And I think through this press conference we want to address these issues that please wake up and don't test the times of people, the anger of the people, because by then ultimately it's going to be too late.
एक आहा तुम्ही सदांच हें करता आसतना ओन्ली त्या बंगल्याचेर फोकस आसता तुमचो. आता थिंगा वायलेशन व्हडलें वायलेशन जालां पळय तें म्हणटा पळय तें एक्सपोजिशनाक जे पळय ते हें आलेले फेसिलिटीज आसलेले पळय ते थिंगा ऑलरेडी बिल्ड केलेले आहा. 10 दिसांनी ते मोडपाचे म्हणून सांगलेले, अजून मोडूंक ना. एक्सपोजिशन सेक्रेटेरिएट जो आहा थिंगा ऑलरेडी पुलीस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केलें. तेजेर तुमी कित्याक लागून हें करना? इज इट डिलिबरेट ऑन युअर पार्ट दॅट यू आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दॅट? इज इट डिलिबरेट?
केन्ना जालें? दॅट इज नॉट पुलीस स्टेशन.
पुलीस स्टेशन आता काल शिफ्ट जालें थिंगा. पूण तुमकां खबर आसलेली की एक्सपोजिशनाचें जे पळय टेम्पररी तांकां बिल्ड करपाक लायसन्स दिलेलें एएसआय मोडूंक जाय, ते मोडूंक ना. तो तेजेर तुमी कित्याक फोकस करना? वाय डिलिबरेट तुमी अवॉइड करता?
लास्ट टाइम तेन्ना बिस्मार्काच्या टायमार तेन्ना तशेंच जाल्लें एंड दॅट टायम वी हॅड गॉट इट डिमॉलिश्ड. सो दीस टायम इट इज they have demanded last time.
No, I think see
हेजेर तुमी कित्याक ते
you
are only focusing on certain things. पूण जेन्ना पळय हे ते मेजर वायलेशन जाला थिंगा अजून पासून ते स्ट्रक्चर थिंगा आहा हेच आहा. नॉट ओन्ली दॅट ती पळय पिलग्रीम विलेज आहा पळय, पिलग्रीम विलेज थिंगा स्ट्रक्चर आहा हेच आहा. यू ऑल आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दॅट. तो तुमी मास्टर प्लॅन म्हणटा जाल्यार जरी तर हिंगा वायलेशन करूंक जाता जाल्यार तुमी मास्टर प्लॅनान कसलो हें
There was a master plan that this issue would not have come up.
Listen, आमचो मास्टर प्लॅन डिमांड असो तो आयचो आणि कालचो न्ही. इट हॅज बीन गोईंग ऑन अँड वी आर नॉट द ओनली पीपल हू हॅव डिमांडेड अ मास्टर प्लॅन. पीपल हॅव बीन डिमांडिंग इट फॉर इयर्स टुगेदर, एटलीस्ट टू द बेस्ट ऑफ माय नॉलेज. आमी तो रिटेरेट करता मास्टर प्लॅन. आता तूं पळय सांगता दॅट टेम्पररी स्ट्रक्चर्स ओल्ड गोवा एक्सपोजिशनाक घातलेले, इफ दे आर टेम्पररी ऑफ टेम्पररी नेचर इज परमिसिबल. दॅट इज वाय दे वर देअर. Listen to me.
I will interrupt. कित्याक लागून तुमी पळय थिंगा आसनाला प्रोटेस्ट करपाक गेलेले, तुका दिसता ते टेम्पररी बांदला काय म्हणून? दॅट वॉज टेम्पररी इन नेचर.
Listen to me. What is temporary and what is permanent? There is a world of a difference. What is temporary? Because they were permissible, perhaps they were erected. Nobody made an issue out during the exposition. Otherwise, during exposition, this issue should have been raised. Now, having
during exposition, okay, during exposition कोणेच रेज करूंक ना. So you are raising all the other issues. But watch कित्याक तुमी deliberate.
I will share this with you so you will get a fair idea of what we are demanding. See, don't doubt our intentions.
It is not deliberate. It cannot be deliberate.
And we are not.
So it may be an oversight.
आता तू पोलीस स्टेशन हाडला म्हणला, पोलीस स्टेशन केन्ना हाडला? सॅटर्डे, आज मंडे. आमकां कशें कमतलें पोलीस स्टेशन हाडला म्हणून?
Yes.
We are not aware.
So whenever exposition is held, they used to put up temporary structure, bamboos and all. This time, before 1 month before, they put up a concrete structure.
Permanent structures, Baba.
But it is written by SI that this is all temporary, should be removed or dismantled.
Within 10 days. आता exposition का बरं
Now on conclusion of the exposition.
So what is the job of the ASI, the state archaeology? They are the agency. They are paid to protect that. They are paid to protect their job. So they are not doing their job, I must say this.
बरें जालें विचारून. So this message will go, and despite that, we will write also to them. Not that you have pointed this out. We will write to the ESI because it is their job. आता योगेशान आताच सांगला. If these agencies cannot do their job, they have to pack off and go because we are paying them.
They cannot do their job. That is why the big bungalow has come. No, a big bungalow has come right in front of the ASI office. So that is so they are paid to do their job, which means they are not doing their job. This is what I can say.
But तुम्ही फक्त specific म्हणून नाही. Then when you are talking about Old Goa, it has to be for everybody.
So आमचे letter was, we will send you the letter.
It is not deliberate. We are interested in the World Heritage Site. The entire site, each and every stone over there. We are interested.
तुम्ही म्हणताले UNESCO साइट हे वचोंक शकता. With this structure also UNESCO take वचोंक शकता.
Yes.
How you can allow that?
No.
It cannot
अरे
be
वी आर
allowed.
डिमांडिंग एक्शन नो माने पळय आता हेजेर एक टू पॅराग्राफ आसा इल्लीगल स्ट्रक्चर देर आर 70 स्ट्रक्चर्स दॅट आर रिपोर्टेडली इल्लीगल बाय देअर ओन एडमिशन ASI's own admission there are 70 plus illegal structures so we have written about this.
There are several structures on
why
the
we
hill
should not
which do not enjoy any legal protection.
Why we should not be
Neither
concerned
under
about even these temporary, so-called temporary structures which are put during exposition?
So ह्याच्या बाबतीत तुम्ही कोणाक कंप्लेंट करतले आता?
इथून
Fresh
सगळं
complaint.
we will now that we have brought it
regarding exposition structures.
police station यायला
ते पुलिस आणि पर्टिक्युलरली ते एक्सपोजिशन सेक्रेटरीएटान आता पुलिस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केला.
हे पळय जो सरकार न्हू ताका इल्लेशे सुद्धा कॉग्नायझन्स घेवपाक पुरो आता तुवें रेज केले आमी उलयले हे सुद्धा पुरो तांकां जर दोळे आनी कान आसा जाल्यार इट डजंट रिक्वायर एलॉबरेट फॉर ते कंप्लेन दिवपाक जाय बट नेवरदलेस वी विल गिव दॅट इज शुअर.
There is a portfolio of archaeology. There is state archaeology. There is ASI. There is all the agencies are there. Panchayat is there. So what is their role? So the questions are asked to the activists, but what is their role?
क्वेश्चन कित्याक लागून विचारला जाणा?
Would you ask this question?
question विचारला
So that we can
कित्याक
at least
सगळे-
make an accusation. No,
Oh.
so that at least we can
No, no,
make
it
an
enlightens
accusation
us
that sometimes the media also enlightens us. Na? So we can make an open education that what is the role, job of the ASI? Because the ASI office is right there. That time there was the Inquisition site there. On that top of the Inquisition site, ASI chemical lab was built. The Inquisition site was buried. So such violations ASI themselves have done in the past. So it is good that you have raised this question. So what is the role of the ASI? The ASI has to look into it. The way सगळे violations चलता, builders are filling up the moat which is historical. Rajbeet, the Kadamba era 11th century road, they tarred half of it because there are laterite stones there, still exposed. Laterite is there. 9 kilometers I have travelled along the road. That also is being violated. So those who are paid to do their jobs, that means they are not doing their job. How can the bungalow come up right in front of the ASI office?
See, to the best of our knowledge and belief and ability, आम्ही या लेटरान 5 पेजीची लेटर बरयल्या ती, not a small letter, and we have escalated it to the center with a deliberate intention because it is a center that moved a nomination before the UNESCO to get this recognized. Central government is the state player before the UNESCO to get it recognized as a World Heritage Site. The same center. We are not concerned about which parties, political parties are in power. The state, the government of India is responsible. That is why we have taken it up. इथून तुका बरेचशे
And the
मेळटले.
Ministry of Culture, they act immediately म्हणून आयकला. We don't know. So we are addressing to them. And there is one more thing. The Madhav Tirth म्हणून असा, there is an underground tunnel असा, Brahmapuri, Gomanteshwar temple. Underground tunnel असा, and the folklore is that from that underground tunnel you can reach Pandharpur, which of course is just a folklore. But there is an underground tunnel. So that also is endangered. Somebody was telling me the other day. So there is a threat to Old Goa from all the sides. From builders, from politicians, from the government, from the agencies, from the central government who are permitting the bungalows to come up within the World Heritage Site, on the periphery, everything. So right up to I think Raibandar and this side Old Goa has lot of historical monuments.
We demand that police station be relocated from there.
ते आताच कळलं ना आमकां. We don't even know. It is a permanent. It's a permanent arrangement. We don't know.
त्यांना हातकात्रो खांब्याक 4 गाडयांनी डॅश केले रातचे. सो हातकात्रो खांबो आसा पळय तो PWD कडे हे करून आमी एक सायट रिलोकेट करपाचें ठरयलें. म्हणजे PWD had identified the site and it was visible site, हातकात्रो खांबो. Then it was opposed. So the हातकात्रो खांबो also is in a vulnerable situation and full surrounded by gutka packets and सगळे ताका मोठी कोणे पेंट मारिल्लो.
घालणं
घालपाक दुसरो पेंट. So the हातकात्रो खांबो is also it is not enjoying any legal protection. So हातकात्रो खांबो is like in no man's land. It is in the middle of the and that is also endangered. Rajbeet, हातकात्रो खांबो, Adil Shah's Fort Palace is there. That wall is also facing that bungalow. So this is the problem. So the media, of course, media is always supporting us. So the media should further support us and
and expose these illegalities.
Yes.
See, we are not for these illegalities. It is because of the failure of the government, it's because of the inaction. Illegalities are mushrooming all over Old Goa. So these actions are condemnable. No sensible human being will accept this illegality.